They love to run to the left side, this San Diego Chargers team, for a couple reasons. They like the way they run block on the left side. Mike Goff, the right guard, pulls around to the left, does a good job. But that time, the unbalanced line again, Jim. The right tackle going to the left. Shoot, they're just telling you. We got some big guys over there. We're going to run that way.
Approaching 4 minutes. That's all. 4 minutes from winning a division. Second and goal. Tomlinson. Tomlinson's in to match the record. LT time indeed. Tying Alexander's efforts of a year ago with 3 games to go, and that right there is almost impossible to dispute. Kading makes it 41-20. 7th consecutive multi-touchdown game.
Good blocking up front, it is, but LaDainian Tomlinson, which you see so many times, makes the first guy miss and gets those few extra yards. Just one of the reasons why he has so many touchdowns.
7 consecutive. That matches a season record. Riggins scattered across the season of multi-touchdown games. He's done it in 7 straight. 28 touchdowns on the year. Alexander in 05. Priest Holmes had raised the bar back in 03 to 27. You go back to 2000 and Falk, 26. It was unheard of. But now LT has a piece of the record. Phil, all this MVP talk, you know, Drew Brees having an outstanding year. There are others, but how can you go against this when you're talking about a team that's on its way right now to the #1 position in the AFC with 28 touchdowns in 13 games, and he's thrown for 1. Clark bouncing off the chest, picks it up, and good piece of tackling. Only the official can bring him down. He stayed with it. Talking about Steve Gregory. Tonight on CBS 60 Minutes, it's violent, it's bloody, and it's full of action, and the Americans are falling in love with Ultimate Fighting. That's coming your way, followed by new episodes Amazing Race. That's the finale for this race. Cold Case Without a Trace tonight on CBS America's #1 network.
It sure is one of my favorites, but you know, Jim.
Ultimate Fighting?
Oh, yeah, sure. Watch it all the time. But LaDainian Tomlinson, 3 games to go. You see this Charger team. It's going to be hard for him not to win the most valuable player because of how good they are, and they present him a lot of opportunities, too.
That's Bell with Phillips back in. Gets only 3 yards. You see Phillips still gimpy. Tomlinson telling us last year when it came to records, not into them at all. He has a one-track mind, always looking ahead, not back. Considers himself a throwback player and would like to think that he will stay with this one team his entire career and make it work. Oh, the ball is stripped. The ball is stripped, and it's Merriman with the force and the recovery. And you know what? We've got LT with a chance to make the record. He's going back out there. They know it.
Tough situation for the Denver Broncos offense and for Jay Cutler. Trying to throw it down the field. Shaun Merriman against the tackle Pierce. Just keeps with it, gets around, makes the strip. And then we get to see the lights out dance. And I'm almost a little surprised that they do come back out here, Jim. You know, with the score the way it is, 41-20. Well, I guess they want to get this record talk. Just get it over with. But you talk about LaDainian Tomlinson. They use him better. Marty Schottenheimer not using him in the preseason.
He's got a challenge coming by Denver, Phil.
By Mike Shanahan. It says it's an incomplete forward pass.
Right.
But they don't practice him as much. They cut down his reps, trying to preserve, to make his career, longer, and to make it not take away from how good he is. The arm is going back.
No question about that, right?
Yeah, I think it's got to be in favor of the San Diego Chargers. He never really gets the arm going forward.
It's a good look at what you were talking about earlier, partner, about the windup that you get with that whole baseball heritage.
Yeah.
At Heritage Hills High School back in Santa Claus, Indiana, his hometown.
But when he needs to and he wants to, he can really quicken it up and snap the ball down the field with his hand. And so his long motion, I guess you want to call it, doesn't bother me at all. Hasn't been a factor really in today's game until that play.
It's not a bad move here at all by Coach Shanahan. What else can you do right now? It's only going to cost you a timeout. It's the only chance you got. Schottenheimer and Shanahan, well, they've met over 20 times in their careers on opposite sidelines. It's about to be a one-game differential head-to-head. Shanahan having that one-game edge.
You know, Jim, we're going to get the call here, but the game was in jeopardy for a while, and the Chargers just methodically pulled away.
All right, Pete Morelli's seen enough. Well, maybe not. He's going to come back. Maybe just to reconfirm exactly where the ball should be placed, I would suspect. They're just going to confirm it's the 7.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field stands. Fumble. Denver will be charged with timeout.
And again, the football at the 7 and goal to go. Merriman, his reaction.
Yeah, he gets it all there. He gets the sack, the fumble.
Forced fumble.
Forced fumble. You get everything. It's the triple-double of football.
All right, the chant at full throttle. Stirred to a frenzy. They want the record. Tomlinson off the left side. Tomlinson sidesteps. Hello, history books. Think of all the legends of the game. Guys who had the nose for the end zone. Whether it's a Jim Brown or a Gale Sayers. Generations ago. And Marcus Allen, who knew how to score a touchdown or two in his time. To Falk. And on to Priest Holmes and Shaun Alexander. And no one has ever raised the bar to 29 until now.
And how fitting he does it on a run, Jim. It's not just a little plunge up the middle. It's off left tackle, and there's nothing there, so he breaks it outside and outruns everybody to the end zone.
On a carry that put him over 100 yards for the game.
Off left tackle, the little move inside, enough to fool Darren Williams. But what has separated LaDainian Tomlinson? Yes, the quickness. He has it, the power to break tackles, but that speed, that extra gear that takes a good running back and makes him great. That little hip movement, just a tremendous example, a little example of why he is so special.
And he does it in 13 games, Phil. For those who say, well, wait a minute, you know, the heroes of yesteryear, they only played 14 game seasons, whereas now you're playing 16. Not that any of the prior generations were really up there, as you saw the list of those he's eclipsed in just the last 2 weeks alone, but he's done it in 13 games is the bottom line.
One more superlative up your sleeve for this guy?
Well, you know, I believe he is the finest running back to ever wear a uniform. That's how I feel. I believe he is the finest running back to ever wear an NFL uniform. Okay?
Okay. So what sets him apart?
Well, I'll tell you this, and I don't want to embarrass him, but for all the skills he has as a player, they pale by comparison to the person.
The Chargers head coach after the performance of LaDainian Tomlinson has laid down so far in 2006.
A couple weeks ago, you said you were just kind of along for the ride. The ride's still going?
Yeah, the ride's still going, I'll tell you. But the hoopla is over. You know, about the record, and now I think as much as you try to avoid it, you think about it, and people talk about it, and so for a player, you kind of wanted to get over if it's gonna happen as fast as possible, and now it's over, and you can kind of go back to just playing football now.
Is it extra meaningful to get it today on a day where you also clinched the division and now you also have the top seed?
Yeah, I think so. It is extra meaningful, because not only, like you said, you get the record, but I mean, you clinch the division and clinch a playoff spot, and then you take over #1 seed in the AFC. And so, so many things that happen today that are special for this football team.
Describe the last touchdown.
After I broke the last tackle, and I saw that I was getting close to it, and I saw the pursuit. And once I got over the pylon, my initial thought process was, to bring every guy on the offensive unit over, to share that moment of, because I was telling, the media out there that, when we're old and can't play this game anymore, them are the moments that we're going to remember. Being able to tell our kids and tell our grandchildren, but not only me, but, the offensive line, our fullback Lorenzo, and obviously the tight ends, we can talk about something special that we did. We made history today. And there's no better feeling than to share with the group of guys that's in that locker room.
What was the last play called? What is its name?
It was, I think it was a power. Yeah, it was 50 power.
That's all they call them, 50 power.
Yeah.
Everybody knows this one.
Yeah, everybody knows what 50 power is. That's Marty's favorite play. And so, I could have guessed that was the play we was going to call, because it was Marty's favorite play. And it's fitting, to break the record on Marty's favorite play, and it's, I don't know.
Not your favorite play?
I mean, I love the play because, it's obviously been good to me over the years. I've gained a lot of yards on that play. And so it's one of my favorite plays.
Darren Williams almost busted up when that last guy you had to kick on the corner.
Right.
Was he supposed to be there?
Yeah, he was supposed to be there, and I knew if I ran that wide, the play is not really designed to go out there. The play is really designed to go up inside, and usually what the coaching staff tell me, if I go out there, then I'm on my own, and I knew I was on my own when I went out there, and sometimes that's the chance you take, that's the risk you take, and I just felt like there was no way that I could let Darren tackle me. I mean, Darren's a great cover corner, but he's only 160-some pounds, 170 pounds, so.
Clinching in division. 3 games to go, you have a chance to put the number way up where it will sit for decades, perhaps. You conscious of that? You want rest if you have an opportunity?
No, what I really want to do is lock up home field advantage. You know, so I want to play. I don't want to sit out at all. That's my main concern. And, you know, if we keep on adding to the record, then that's great. You know, but my main concern is really just really locking up home field advantage.
You compare that feeling right now versus last year when you guys were like the best team not to make the playoffs. What's the difference? What's the confidence level of this team right now as you head down the stretch?
Well, I think last year we had so many tough breaks, and we had some tough breaks this year. But we played our way. We played our way out of tough breaks. You know, we had guys that stepped up. You know, last year guys were younger. You know, and it was tough to tell a young player that's really inexperienced to step up because he don't know what he's stepping up into. You know, and this year, you know, we got the type of players that really understand, you know, what's at stake, and they've been through it. You know, so when a guy goes down and another guy has to step up, they understand what they have to do. And so I think that's the difference.
Can this team be stopped?
Anybody can be stopped, you know, but I really think that when we're on our game and we're playing the way we, you know, can play, and we have shown in the past that it's tough to stop us. You know, we're not 11-2 for nothing, you know, and so we just got to, you know, we got 3 games left, and we got to finish the season strong, and hopefully things work out for us.
LaDainian, not only, I mean, there's been so much focus on the touchdown record, but now you're within 2 points of the all-time scoring record. Paul Horner kicked and ran for touchdowns. What, I mean, we talked about the Jim Browns and the other guys, but what does it mean to be the all-time leading scorer, not just touchdowns?
You know, it hasn't, you know, I don't know yet. I mean, it hasn't really sunk in of what I've just done. And, you know, I don't know. I mean, it's, like I said, I'm really living in the moment and really just kind of at a loss for words when people start talking about records. And, you know, because me, I always think that's just the way I am. I really think I really haven't done anything. You know, I don't have a Super Bowl ring, and, you know, so, I mean, I don't know. Records are meant to be broken to me, and obviously someone's going to break them. You know, I've been fortunate enough to have this record. You know, God has really blessed me to stay healthy, to be able to break the record.
You don't feel that you consider yourself